So when we meet with people, especially recently, we get a lot of, hey, inflation is up, savings is down, the value of our money is being further eroded by inflation. What can we do to counteract these economic trends that are happening to us? And the answer is simple. Make your money more efficient.
And that's exactly what we're going to cover today. Hi, I'm Olivia Kirk.
I'm Tim Urich. We're from Tier 1 Capital, and we're here to show you how to regain control of your money.
If you haven't noticed, the economic shifts have been shifting for the last, few years? And we're really starting to feel the effects of what's going on out there.
Yeah.
So, people may not be saying directly, oh, inflation is up, but their grocery bill certainly is. Everything's becoming so much more expensive. And because of that, credit card debt is at all-time high. Savings is so low. And not to mention, we now know, because we're feeling the effects of inflation, the money that we have saved is becoming less and less valuable every day.
Exactly. Savings over a year ago was 6.2%. Now it's down to like 3.7. That's a real number. Mm-hmm. People are having a hard time saving. Why? Because everything else is up. And as you said, you go to the grocery store, inflation is bad. You go to...
buy a new car.
You buy a new car. You go to the gas pump. You pay your utility bills. And it's...
Not to mention homeowners insurance.
Oh, yeah. So all of these forces are working against people saving. That's why it's very difficult for people to save. And it's a concentrated, concerted effort that you need to be embarking on a daily basis just to put money away.
Yeah. And, at the end of the day, I don't want to risk my way to success, right? I don't want to put my money at risk because that's my savings. That's my safety net. That's the money that I'm actually depending on for my future, right? Whether that be short-term purchases like vacations and whatever, or long-term goals like retirement. I don't want to take a ton of risk with money before I have a solid foundation of money to fall back on, right? Because if I'm risking my way to success, then yeah, there's potential to earn a high rate of return, but there's also potential to lose a lot of money that I worked really hard to save.
You want to build the foundation and then maybe branch out to some other, I don't know if I use the word risk, or maybe more volatile assets. But that being said, what's the solution? And the solution is to try to get $1 to do multiple jobs. And if you do that, that's a really good way to counteract some of the effects of inflation. You're not going to wipe out inflation completely, right, because it's a real thing.
And we don't live in a bubble.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, if you can get $1 to do multiple jobs, all of a sudden, you're giving yourself a fighting chance.
Yeah.
And you're allowing yourself to maybe continue to save or save more. So the real impact that we have is to show folks how to utilize their money in a more effective and efficient way. We call that the financial golf swing. And we work on making their golf swing more efficient, and that gives them better results. And it starts with basically finding out how they're using their money now. And once you do, then it's easy to say, hey, let's make a tweak here or a tweak there and see if we can get better results.
Yeah.
And, we've been doing this for 30 some years, so we understand where the inefficiencies are, where those inefficiencies lie, and more importantly, where the opportunities are to make their money more efficient.
Exactly. There are 5 areas we look for wealth transfers, we call them. Taxes, retirement, how you fund your college education for your children, mortgages, and how you make major capital purchases. Usually in most situations, there are leaky holes in one of those 5 buckets.
And that's a great point, because we have yet to see somebody who's doing everything perfectly. And part of it is because of conventional wisdom. Some people buck conventional wisdom and they're really doing well in 2, 3, or 4 of those areas. But
usually they're paying cash for purchases, right?
Exactly. So now if you could add another piece, then that's really like the tipping point, if you will, like Malcolm Gladwell says. And that really gets them the results and the efficiencies that they're looking for.
So if you'd like us to look at your specific situation, visit our website and schedule your free strategy session today at tier1capital.com. If you like this video, please be sure to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Also, we picked out these 2 videos for you to watch next.
Thanks so much for watching our video. And remember, it's not how much money you make.
It's how much money you keep that really matters. We'll see you in the next one.